always in the back of my mind is I don't want my boards to break. I don't want them to fail. It's gonna happen, it does happen, but I don't want someone to be stuck in a situation in the water where they feel like I can't rely on this surfboard, like I need to get back in. I've definitely put myself in situations in the water where I was not supposed to be out there. It happens, you know? Like you don't know the conditions are gonna change in an hour or two. I've questioned my own equipment sometimes in the water, and that's not a very safe or fun feeling at all. Being able to get back into the beach at the end of the day, that's the goal, and to have fun. So yeah, that's always in the back of my mind with every board I build. I first started was on boats doing fiberglass work. That's really kind of where I was like, you know, I could build a surfboard. It was really a catalyst to like try to go all into it. Functional art is kind of what I aspire to. Not every board is meant to be a wall hanger. That's a definite thing, but you know, picking up a new board that you might have ordered and just the feel of it, like this thing is crispy, this is nice. I always like try to mind surf every board I build as I'm building it, whether it's for, you know, a little kid or an older guy or a girl who might have different abilities when they were younger, and they're trying to facilitate that for them is like my favorite thing.
Marking the point where I want the rocker to go to on here in the back. So I'm going to take all this away so it gets right to there.
When I first started, the first 50, 100 boards, it was not a piece of art at all. They were not. I'll be the first one to say it. It's a long learning curve. It's really all the little nuances of weather, your materials, like trying to hone all of these things in to make the whole process, the board build itself, just be a successful thing at the end of the day. It's a tricky thing, but it's also a never-ending lesson either, I feel like.
This is super old balsa wood. On the sides, it's like a really light wood. It just kind of tears really easily. They used to make boards out of it back in the day before they developed the foam that we use today for surfboards. So it's like kind of a challenge, but it's also really cool because like a little bit of tradition and a little bit of just nostalgia. Let me grab another tool real quick. I'm gonna come back to right here. Oh, there it is.
I can't really remember like a switch to being, from being like a hobby, like you say, to like trying to run a business. Towards the tail end of us living in Wilmington, we were trying to move back to the Outer Banks. We were really missing being around our kind of community. I really wanted to put a lot of heart and a lot of energy into it because I know there's so many great surfers here, and being able to like rub shoulders with people who come through, not only people who live here full time, but just come through and see them in the water and share waves with people. It's pretty gratifying experience, I feel like.
going into Hatteras Island Board Sports. He's got a few boards for sale, and I always kind of saw his business card there. And I think one day I just started using them for repairs, and I started talking to him, and I liked him, and I liked his dog, and I was like, man, I'm ready for a new longboard. And I was like, how cool would it be to get one done from a guy in Kinnicky? Fourth of July, I guess just 1 year. So we're looking at 15 months now, and that's the orange sun he went with. That's like the stained glass windows, and it's got my name on it. I think it's the first ever board I've had that's had my name on it. Yeah, man, I'm stoked. Such a better experience to go and like talk to the guy, and he lets you watch, and you can see his shop, and it's just like the love that goes in each board, and be like, it feels like home, reminds me of home. And I love taking other places and being like, this thing's been with me everywhere, and like it's just all from home.
And we recognize his boards out on the water.
All the time.
Yeah.
In Avon, up the beach, all the time. There's always Corbin surfboards, so you're just making new friends. Like, dude, I got a Corbin.
We were there to pick up another board that he was
I think
fixing.
a repair, yeah.
Yeah, a repair. And then he was working on this thing, and I was like, oh, what a pretty board. I love the colors. And then Jeremy turns to me and is like, it's yours. And I was shocked. I couldn't believe that.
It says for Al and Jer. I wrote Jer, she wrote for Al. It's got the year. And then we didn't know what to call it. I think we call it Pink Lemonade. And then when we bought some fins for it, we were like, it kind of looks like a Starburst. And we opened this pack of fins from this small company, and they'd sent us Starburst candy with the fins. And we were like, what are the odds? Like, what a sign. This is the Starburst. So this is our Starburst. That's our Corbin family.
I got these scissors. I don't remember what store I got these scissors from, but this old woman was walking up behind me and was like, I need some of those for sewing. I'm like, they got them right here for you if you need them. It's like the longest scissors I've ever seen. I'm like, go for it. The dream is to have a board. It's like just press a button and it'll change underneath your feet. And like I like riding all kinds of boards too. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of like a blessing and a curse. Cause like I like to ride longboards, I like to ride shortboards, I like to ride fish. Kind of just whatever the waves that day call for. It's just a different feel than a lot of places on the East Coast, I feel like. It being the sand bottom and really fast. Let's see, let me grab that template and get the tail going. A lot of it is like refinement. The first iterations I try for myself and like try to work that out and see how, if I can surf it, then hopefully somebody else can ride it too. And tweak a few things depending on like the size of the person or their weight or whatever, how they want to surf, what kind of waves they want to surf. Most of the trial and errors in the beginning, and then from there on, it kind of just depends on who's going to be riding the board, what kind of waves you're going to be riding on it, and I'll try to do little things here and there for that, kind of like little tweaks here and there. Usually when I'm shaping too, I'll get the bottom as close to finish as I possibly can. And then the top, I usually don't want to do too much to the top of the board because the foam, the further down you shape into the foam, the weaker it is, the more easily it compresses. So when you're standing on it or your knees are on it or whatever, on the top of the board you want that foam to be hard and crispy. Whereas the bottom, it doesn't really matter as much. But let's take a look at this here. Nice. Still need to Work on the outline a little bit on the top. Oh, we're getting there. I try to have conversations with all my customers and people getting boards from me, just so I understand more about them. And you know, that goes into the build too. Like, everybody's different, and everybody might want something else out of their board, or out of, maybe it's not even surfing boards, just like what they want to have in their lives as a part of their lives. I'm never satisfied with like one shape or one design. I'm always thinking about, okay, this board rode like this in this variety of conditions. What could make it better? Like, what could I change? What could I tweak a little bit here and there to make it suitable or even better for those same waves that I surfed it on? And I guess I've always been kind of enamored by surfboards in that way. Just picking up, feeling them, you know, checking out there's like a little hard part right there, but up here's a little bit softer. Like, why is that? And incorporating those things into my boards has been really rewarding and also just really fun. I think outline looks pretty nice, symmetrical. I think this one's gonna be pretty fun. Definitely gonna need to, whoa, watch out for the wind. Didn't have a ton to work with on this blank, unfortunately, but I think it's gonna do what he wants it to do, which is important. All that matters, really. Point and go straight and go fast. The old under the arm test always helps too. Sweet. Yeah. I've always ridden boards with fin boxes that are exactly right here. They start right there. Take the butt of my hand, put it on the tail, and right there where my middle finger goes, right underneath it, that's where that fin box goes on every board I make that has one of those center fin boxes. It just is like, it's a feel thing that I've ridden since I was a little kid, like, you know, not like a teenager, little kid. It's always been right there. There's so many little different aspects and different things that you can do in the board that might not come across when you're first looking at it. The more experience you have with different boards and the more experience you have riding different styles of boards in different conditions, the more you might be able to pick up on those things. But as a shaper, I think that my wide range of boards really helps with that. I want my boards to look like they're gonna go fast, personally. Like, that's my goal. Sweet. Surfing has always been something, even from a little kid. Like, surfing, when I first started learning it, was not easy for me. I struggled with it for like, I'm still struggling with it, you know? But I just kept at it. I kept going out and kept trying to catch, not more waves, but just trying to catch a wave. And it ended up turning into this thing. Now it's like a tool almost. I can, if I'm having a weird day or a weird morning or a weird week, I can always go out in the water and kind of flip that switch, whether I know it or not, you know? And I love that. I've surfed a lot in my life. I've surfed some incredible waves in a lot of really, really cool places, not only here, but I've caught some of the best waves of my life here. And having it so close to the shop and being able to ride my bike to the beach and go for a surf, I'm just so grateful for that. It's fun. Yeah.